But kind of the umbrella, I guess, for me is just lack of execution in a lot of different situations. Things that I know that we've talked about, we've worked on, and we've got to be more focused in the course of the game, and we've got to communicate to one another in order to do those things. And it wasn't just one or two things. It was a number of things, and still we put ourselves in a where we have a chance to win. I was obviously happy with the way we battled back in the fourth quarter, but we made too many mistakes relative to execution on the game plan, contesting a shot. I thought we started doing when we did some of those things. We saw some success, and just as I said, it's a question of doing them all the time.
The things you just talked about, negativities, are you seeing that showing up in practice?
Negativity. I'm sorry. What?
The communicating, et cetera.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that in practice too?
No, we've had. I think just keeping that in the front of our minds. When we're playing and competing in the course, you're going to have some breakdowns, but you can't have as many, and you have to limit them. And it's not something that we don't know is important or believe in. It's just a question of execution, and that's got to get better. But as far as practice and things, we've been talking and working, and you're seeing different things than we can simulate in practice. When we play an opponent, you can't simulate all that. So it's got to improve.
You talked about some of the contesting of shots with Jalen Brunson and some of those closeouts. Just how do you guys continue to get better and avoid situations like that moving forward?
Well, there's some, when you're in help situations, the guys are going to get some looks, but when we're guarding the ball and, we have our hands down, just simple things like that where we have to have the discipline to. And there were times during there were stretches when we started doing it, and it was helpful. They'll still make some of them, but you have to do everything you can to make that shot harder. And I think our guys are aware of that, and it's not something that they're not, as I said, aware of, and know that we need to change and want to. That again, execution is a funny thing. So you're not always able to do it. The other team sometimes makes it hard, but it has to be, again, it has to be in the front of your mind, and you have to be focused on doing it.
Coach, right here, how do you feel about your rotation so far in these first two games? Do you feel like that they're gelling together, or are you seeing some positive things from them?
I think I've said this. I don't know that our rotation has kind of jumped out as we've played different. The rotation's been different both nights. Brought Jalen back to get a matchup on Randall for a little bit. The other night, Hunt was in foul trouble. We put Hunt on Brunson. He was in foul trouble early, so we couldn't make that cross match. But our guys, as far as them playing together, and gelling, as you said, I think that's happening. We just need to execute, and that's not a question of rotations. That's everybody.
You bring up execution, Coach.
Yeah.
I think you led 6-5. That was your only lead, but you never seemed to be able to get over the hump. It was like 10, then it was down to 3, 1.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe it's different if you get that big basket and get out in front?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I feel like you have to execute no matter what the score is. If you get that big basket to get momentum, maybe. But I feel like it's something that if we turn it into that, someone hits a couple shots and you're behind, you hit a couple, you're ahead. I think your execution has to transcend all those things, Coach, regardless of the score.
Coach, you shot 32 3-pointers tonight. Is that where you want to be? Do you feel like they should have shot more?
I think we passed some up. We passed some up, and we've got to take them. because generally what happens against a good defensive team that's really shifted, you pass it up, and then you're trying to create a shot for yourself when we've already created you a shot. We just got to keep pounding that and keep doing it. And, you know, we also had some really good situations where, you know, you don't have to shoot it every time, but you have to make a quick decision. You know, I think DJ had a number of situations where he shot some, and then he had a, you know, great, like, quick moves, you know, where he read before the catch and got on the rim. So, but again, you know, we can't pass him up. I'd have to see the tape, but it felt like we had some more.
Although it was just one game, how would you assess where your offense stands and any progression you've seen since playing at Charlotte?
Well, that's been like 2 days ago. So I thought we were better tonight. You know, we were more organized with some of the stuff we were doing. You know, we shot the ball better. We still didn't shoot it great. We played a team that shot it really well. So we've had kind of, like to be on the other end of that, but that's why I was talking about execution. I think that, you know, regardless of how you shoot or what the score is or whether you're at home or on the road or, you know, everybody that's in the game wearing the Hawks uniform, you know, has to really stay focused on that. We have to block out the shooter. Like, things like that. That's probably the most obvious thing, right? We know how to do that.
How do you feel like the team can best learn from the missed opportunities in the game today?
A lot of the stuff that I'm talking about, you know, I think to find the areas where, you know, I think guys have an idea on certain things that they're feeling. You know, we got a team that really cares and they're competitive. And we just need to keep focusing on the things that we need to do, you know, to have success. And, you know, I think it's true of every game, not just we'll be doing this the whole season and finding things against every team that, you know, when we go to try to hit Randall, we can't let them split us. So all those little things, I think we're trying to do the right thing. We just need to get better at doing those things.
Coach, you left DeAndre Hunter out there. He picked up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, but you had enough faith in him to keep him in the game. Can you talk about how you believe in your players to leave them out there to be able to do the right thing and how that's growing or progressing?
Mm-hmm. I think, you know, just a general rule, different people have different philosophies. You know, I don't, you know, the NBA game, 6 fouls, whether it's 2 early in the first quarter or maybe 3 late in the second. You know, I feel like you let guys play and they adjust a little bit, and that's not always the case. You know, like I said before, we had him out there, but you can adjust the matchup to help him have success. But I felt like he was locked in and really competing, and I wanted to keep him in his rhythm and leave him in the game. I'm not sure. You got to come to practice. Thank you.
Trey, just as far as takeaways from this game, and particularly that last play, just what can you guys learn from this and take forward?
I mean, we've like last game, we had moments. They play physical. I mean, you got to match their physicality. They hit a lot of open shots. I mean, we were playing on top of defense, helping and shifting, and then we kind of had to get out of it because they were hitting some threes. And but yeah, no, it's just a game we're gonna have to learn from. We'll be better from it, and I think what we'll learn from it will be good from it.
Hey Trey, over here, how you feel about your team defense efforts these 2 first games?
Oh, it was good. I mean, it's like it's moments, but it's like, I mean, we're still learning this stuff. I mean, everything is new. It's tough. I mean, we played really good in the preseason and in moments, but none of the starters played the fourth quarters or anything. So these are our first 2 fourth quarters we played, and we're trying to still learn certain actions, certain moments, like when we need to use it. We have a lot of different things that we can do, and sometimes when guys are tired, I mean, you can forget things. Your mind can go different places. So we gotta learn how to play, even with just certain movements and certain signals that we have instead of voice calling. And there's a lot of things that we have but it's just going to take time and games that and reps of us doing it for our offense to be where it needs to be for us to win.
Trey, for you, How would you describe these first 2 games so far this season?
I mean, I describe it not the way, I mean, we've wanted it to start, but, I mean, I'm trusting this process. Like, every year, I mean, I know it's a long season. Every year is different, so I don't try to judge it on past years and how we started seasons, because we started seasons really good and ended up very mid throughout the whole year. So what if we start out very bad this year and we end up really great this year? So I'm trying to keep that positive mindset, and I feel like we have the talent to do it, and it's just going to take more time and more reps for us to get it going. And like I said, I'm not worried. We just got to get it going, and we got to get our offense going back to what we're used to.
What are
I mean, it's tough. I mean, you obviously want to win every game, but if we played better throughout the first 3 quarters, we wouldn't have been in that position anyway. So you can't focus only on the last couple of possessions, because there's a lot of other possessions before I led up to that and put us in that position. So you can't dwell on certain possessions late in the game or the last few possessions, because obviously they're important and they're key moments. But there's a lot of other possessions that lead up to that too, that if we weren't doing certain things, if we did some things differently, maybe we wouldn't have been in that position. So I don't get focused and caught up in the last few possessions. I feel like the whole game is important. So we gotta be taking care of every game and every quarter. It's not just the last few minutes.
Trey, what's the biggest room for improvement for you individually and for you guys as a team?
For me, I just I got to continue to be better in every area. I haven't started. I mean, I'm getting assists, but I mean, I'm turning the ball over. Some of it is playing through contact and the ref's not calling it, and I'm leading to bad passes or shots that are going off the glass that don't even I'm getting fouled. I'm not getting the call. So I just got to play through that. So for me, I just got to continue to get better in all areas. It's not just one. So I got to do that first. And then, I mean, us as a team, we're going to get better if we just continue to listen to Quinn and we just continue to get these reps up in our offense. And I feel like our offense is affecting our defense right now. To be honest with you, I think our defense has been really good. But in times, our offense, maybe it's sometimes I go up and I won't get the call and I'll shoot a layup and I'll be under the basket and they're on the 5-on-4 that way. So that didn't put our team in a good position. So for me, I got to do better in those positions, and I'll help my teammates out. And us as a group, we just gotta continue to trust this process, and we'll be all right, I believe.
Trey, Coach Quinn has spoken on you guys shooting the 3-ball more. He said he wants to see you guys shoot the 3 as much as possible. First two games, we see you guys getting a lot of 3-pointers up. That's been an area you've excelled in throughout your career, both collegiately and professionally. Has that been an easy adjustment so far, or is that something that you feel like the offense is still getting used to?
No, it's like I said, I haven't had a coach that not force us, but just preaches getting up threes. Like just getting up threes and getting to the basket, get layups, and attack the glass when we shoot. So I mean, this is a whole different scheme. I mean, every coach brings something new and something different. And he's been one of the best coaches in our business since he's been coaching in the league. So we believe in him. We trust what he's given us. We just got to get more reps under it and get our offense back to where it needs to be and where it should be. So I believe it'll happen sooner than later for sure.
DeAndre, a really efficient night for you offensively. Good night for you guys, good night for you defensively. Just what have you been working on this summer to kind of carry that into the season? And I know you said nothing, but you can't say that again.
Just working on my game. Just working on learning the game better. You know, being able to pick my spots in the Florida offense and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. DeAndre, you guys are still getting adjusted to Coach Quinn's schemes out there. But as she mentioned, very effective night for you offensively, and we still see you doing what you do defensively. Coach Quinn has preached about shooting the 3-ball and you guys getting up as many 3-pointers as possible. How has that adjustment been to your game offensively?
It's a little different. You know, I usually shoot more mid-range shots, but you know, he's just empowering me to take more threes while also taking those mid-range shots as well. So I tried to do that tonight.
DeAndre, both Coach Snyder and Trey mentioned that you're getting, as a team, you're getting more comfortable with sort of the shifts in the defense and the rotations and things like that. How do you, as a team, get comfortable with when you're on the weak side, kind of being in that right spot between two defenders so that you can make the shift and things like that?
I think we just have to keep working on it. Watch film, learn where to get better from it at. It's a little different than what we have been doing. But like I said, I think we just have to keep working at it. You know, 2 games into the season, we can't overreact. We just got to get better.
Hey, DeAndre.
You talk. If you got one, please. Oh.
Hey, DeAndre. Coach, later in the game, allowed you to get on Brunson. How do you feel on defense when they trust you to go at certain guys in certain positions throughout the game?
I mean, that's why I'm here. You know, he was, cooking tonight. So I'm just always up for that challenge. You know, that's what the team needs me to do. And Coach has the confidence in me to do that. So I try to do.
What's your biggest takeaway on continuing to play the way you did tonight? Because you really had a great game.
Just staying confident. That's the biggest thing. Confidence.
Any more? We got one more.
My God. I need a towel. Please.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, leave.
Gotta go to the locker room.
It's the lights, I think. All right, bet. Appreciate that.
Dre, you guys are headed on the road to Milwaukee, first back-to-back of the season, Milwaukee, and then the Timberwolves on Monday. But this will be your guys' first time seeing Giannis and a new addition to Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts so far on that upcoming matchup, and then game plan for the first back-to-back of the season?
Just excited. That's a great team. 2 Hall of Famers, 2 great players, and it's always great just competing against guys like that. And we always gonna try to win. So looking forward to getting a win out there. Yep.
Thank you, DeAndre.
Have a great night.